Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday and it is day 3 of my bestseller campaign for Heaven Within, Restoring Wholeness for Better Leadership. I'm excited that you're here with me today, and I want to share with you that this is a rich resource that you can share with others and with yourself. And I want to just pop this on. Today's topic, Heaven Within, Restoring Wholeness for Better Leadership. Yay! So our goal this day is to encourage you, to give you hope. If you are struggling in life, in your personal relationships, in a marriage, in a relationship with your children, I've been through those. They're difficult. If you have a work environment and you have a bully boss or a toxic environment, I've lived through that as well. I talk about those things here in this book with resources to give you hope, resources to offer you tools to overcome. This is my story, my life's journey of principles and lessons that I've learned that will help you change your life. Oftentimes, we run into difficulties and we really don't know how to overcome them. We get caught up in our thoughts, we get discouraged. And knowing that somebody else has lived through those experiences and found a solution, an antidote, and reading that can be encouraging and hopeful. So I wrote this book May 2020 with the Lord's Spirit kind of pouring through me. I didn't know what I was going to write about. I was in a master program for my business, and we had a book retreat. And so I ended up like kind of focusing and channeling, and the Lord just started writing. The words were coming out on the paper right before me. I didn't know what the next words were going to be, but as it was like the Lord was writing to me, and it was my life, and it was stories and lessons that I learned, things that I like to teach my coaching clients, and to hear it on paper and to see it on paper was amazing. And to have the stories of my life that I lived through and how God used those circumstances to shape me and grow me were amazing. I mean, it just touched me so deeply, like, wow, I have really been through a lot. And wow, God did see me through all of these things. And wow, I really like who I am at this point. It's a powerful process. And so I want to share it with you. It's clearly a book that's meant for the masses. It's not preachy. It's not really about me. It really is lessons. But lessons are so much more impactful when there's a story. When you have a story that you can hold on to and connect with. Let me share with you what one person or a couple of people, there's 16 people who endorsed the book. So um, this is by Cheryl. Oh, well, some of them endorsed me. So this is Cheryl Lewis, a beautiful woman that I absolutely love. She said, Candace May, I love how you use your intelligence, your energy, your education, your love for people, your drive, your desires, everything, and allow God to use that to do the things that you're doing with your books and the coaching and the training and all of these things. What you're doing is hard. You're a true entrepreneur, and a lot of people need an agency. I'm speaking on the fact that I use an agency to do what you're doing, but you're doing it on the power of God. And you are a very successful person with more fruits on the way to you. You have such a delightful personality. It's just so awesome to see God in you, that you're allowing God to bring all this out through you, and that you're allowing God to fulfill his plan for you. It's obvious that you know he's got a plan for you, and you're right there walking in steps with his plan. I'm just so encouraged by you. Cheryl Lewis, Vice President of Sales and Consulting at Hub International of California Insurance Services. Thank you, Cheryl. That's nice. Isn't that nice to have somebody see you as who you are? And when you read this book and you learn through these lessons of how your brain works and how your conscious and unconscious mind works and how you can respond to abuse and challenges that you've had in life, and systemic issues, right? And how to overcome them. And uh, uh, you'll find your own stories in the process, and you will be touched and you will work through them. There's a companion workbook that goes with this book that you can get. When you get the book, it gives you a link to download that workbook, and it goes chapter by chapter. So there's actual applications that you can put into place. Some people wake up depressed. Some people really challenge every morning to face the next few minutes of the day, right? And they really have to struggle to get through it. I want to speak life into you. I want to speak hope into you. I want you to understand the power of words. And there's a whole chapter in this book on the power of words. Let me jump over there, as a matter of fact, and then we'll come back. There's a chapter on the scarcity, abundance and scarcity mindset, and how that impacts. Chapter 10, a short note on the power of words. I'll just start just a little bit. Words have power. When I was a child, there was a saying we would say whenever others insulted us. It was our attempt to diminish the power and pain of the insults they were verbally threw at us. The saying was, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me." What a lie! Sticks and stones may break our bones, yes. And words will not cause direct physical damage, yes. But words absolutely have the power to hurt us. As a matter of fact, the words hurt us at a deeper level than sticks and stones ever will. We are first and foremost spiritual beings. Our physical bodies are merely the housing in which our spirits reside. Words are vibrational, and they attack our souls. Hence, it's a great injustice to tell our children that words will never hurt them, since that leaves them vulnerable to attack and hurting from insults without understanding why they are hurting so deeply. This creates shame and eats at their self-worth. As a matter of fact, words are so powerful that God spoke the universe into being. Words create. Words can offer hope, peace, and understanding. Or they can be words of pain, hurt, condemnation, and rejection. Name calling can leave deep scars on one's soul. We must be careful here. I'm still learning the power and depth of this truth. The Bible is clear on this topic, as it says our words come from and reveal the condition of our hearts. Matthew 15:8 says, "But the things that come out of a person's mouth come from the heart, and these defile them." And it goes on. So it's an easy read, and it's a powerful read. It speaks to your heart and meets you where you are. And I want to just offer it to you for free this week only. Download the Kindle version. It's in color. It's great. There's a few pictures in here that are in color, that the diagram comes across nicely. In paper black, it's not in color. But if you download the Kindle version, you can be blessed by this material. Download the bonus workbooks that come with it. And if you would be so kind as to leave a written review on Amazon, not just the 5 stars, actually write something of what stood out to you in this book or how it was helpful to you, so that when I get 15 written reviews on Amazon, my publisher will create a hardback version, which I would like to have. And your Amazon review will also give encouragement to other people who are looking at the book and considering, do they want to read it? Heaven Within, Restoring Wholeness for Better Leadership. On the cover, Shannon K. McCoy says, "This book promises a transformation in your business, mindset, and relationship with Christ." So if you don't have a relationship with Christ, this book is still very powerful. There's truths in here that are going to give you tools to apply immediately. If you do have a relationship with Christ, this book is going to challenge you to go deeper into that relationship. So it's powerful, and I want to encourage you. Again, this is my gift to you because I appreciate you, because I love you, because I want the best for you, because I want you to know my heart. Cindy Marks is another endorsement. Focus on me. Deborah and I use the same words. This is the powerful word tenacity, which is really cool because my master's degree is from University of Redlands, and our mascot was a bulldog. And the word tenacity has been very meaningful for me since I got my master's degree in 2002, because bulldogs lock their jaw and they don't let go until, they just don't let go. They hang on to the end. And so all through the trials of my life and different, alienation issues with my kids, and health issues with my kids, and challenges that have arisen that I've had to work through, I really held on to that word tenacity. So the fact that they picked this word tenacity to talk about my character really, really made me happy, actually. So she says, this is a powerful word, tenacity. That was a word that came to mind, tenacity. Your willingness to learn a skill that takes a lot and to overcome where you come from. You are an overcomer. You are an overcomer. You haven't been an overcomer. You are an overcomer. That is a huge thing. I see you have great perseverance. I see your faith growing on a regular basis. Faith doesn't grow in the easy times. It grows in the hard times. I've seen your faith grow immensely. I offer you this verse. This verse came to mind when thinking of you. David encouraged and strengthened himself in the Lord, and that's who I see you to be. So that is the verse that I see as your life government. Cindy Marks, trustee, Modesto City Schools Board of Education. Thank you, Cindy, for that. That's so sweet. What about Carol? Carol Clayton, director of RSL Builders Affordable Housing, says, Candace May, you are amazing. After suffering a major stroke on December 9th, 2020, you have come back with energy and drive that are just astounding. I get tired just watching. You are an author. You are in the midst of a huge marketing campaign. You have multiple podcast interviews. You're a marketplace chaplain, I am, and a prayer warrior. And all the while, you're building your own business, then taking care of your family. My friend, job well done. Carol Clayton, Director, RSL Builders Affordable Housing. Thank you for that endorsement, Carol. Yes, she mentions that I had a stroke in December 9th, 2020. I certainly did. And that gave me the urgency to finish this book and get it published. This book is dedicated to my family, as well as to all the women in the leadership, business owners, and leaders out there who are currently struggling with finding their purpose in life. And there are people who are in high levels of position within companies, corporations, their own company, and they still struggle in areas of their personal life, and they don't always feel that they can be transparent with anyone because they're supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to be the example. But there's power when we share our stories. Shame is dismissed when the light is shined into it. This is what this book's going to offer you: an opportunity to find yourself in the pages, and an opportunity to find tools to overcome, to transform your thoughts, to release the negativity, to understand how emotion is tied to physical sensations in your body, and how you can release those negative emotions that get trapped in your body. Do you realize that happens? We hold on to a trauma or some kind of event or something that's happened to us, and we suppress it, we push it down, it gets trapped into our body. Over time, it causes us to have health issues. Is very much a physical manifestation. So understanding how our mind works and how our subconscious mind works, understanding the three areas of our triune brain, our three areas. We have three brains, right? There's three very distinct sections that work in our brain. Is all here in this book for you to understand, to read easily. It's not, it does have scientific information in there, but it's easy to read. It's very, very inviting, very page turning. You will be inspired. So Carol mentioned I had a stroke in December 9th, 2020. I had woke up early in the morning, like 3, started working, had things on my mind. It was in COVID, beginning of COVID. And so there was a group, Thrivers. We started at 5:45 in the morning over Zoom, and it was designed to encourage us, to keep us motivated and upkeep. We would use the acronym Thrivers, and we would take turns giving a lesson with each one of those letters having to be a point. So that morning I jumped on the Thrivers call. We were engaged. We usually went from 5:45 to about 6:30, and by 6:15 I hit a wall. I was exhausted. I was like just exhausted. I had to go to sleep. I said, guys, I got to get off and go to bed. I have back-to-back meetings starting at 8, so let me say goodbye. And I went, set my alarm, went to lay down, and that by 7 o'clock I heard a very loud voice say, get up, get up. I said, get up. I couldn't get up. I was like, why? I can't get up. Why can't I get up? And I heard this voice say, your right side's not working. I go, my right side's not working. So, I couldn't even open my eyes. I was trying to get the covers off. So I used my left hand and pulled the covers off, sat up, and thankfully my phone was sitting next to my bed. So I picked up my phone and stumbled in the bathroom and then called my oldest daughter, who's a nurse. And I said, Tabitha, something's wrong. I didn't get a hold of her. I got her voice message, and I said, something's wrong. I need you to call me in a couple hours and check on me, because I lived alone. And I don't know if I'm having a stroke or what, but something's off, and I don't know what to do about it. So I then suddenly had this sensation running all through my body. Like when your arm falls asleep and then it tingles. That started happening, and I go, oh wait, everything is tingling. Maybe I'm fine. Maybe I will just maybe I will jump into I have a message here from somebody. I'm trying to show it. Let's see how it works. Jackie, yay! Hi, Jackie. I'm so glad you're with me. So in this process, I'm telling you about my story that Carol mentioned, that I had a stroke. God miraculously healed me. Obviously, I can talk and walk and speak, and I had 2 blood clots in the center of my communication center that were should have taken me out. The doctor said it was an end game. So if you want to hear the rest of that story, it's in the book. It is. It's actually in the book. But the point of that was, your life can be taken from you in an instant. One moment you're here, and the next moment you're not. You don't get a warning. There's no warning. There's no warning. So I thank God that He restored my health. I thank God that He gave me back full capacity. And every morning I wake up, I thank Him for another day that I can breathe. I thank Him for another moment that I can embrace my children. They're older, and I have 3 grandchildren, 5, 14, and 17-year-old grandchildren. Today, my oldest is 37, and then I have a 25-year-old and a 22-year-old. And I'm grateful. I wrote this book for them because, they're all at different stages in life. And I remember when I was 19, I grew up in Michigan, and I traveled across the United States, packed up my car at 19, drove across country, not knowing anybody in California, and started my life here because I wanted to become my best self. I didn't want to be held back by the bonds of the negativity and challenges that my childhood family held. And so I launched out on this adventure, and life has been an adventure. And I know how difficult it was. I remember not having food to eat. Yeah, I remember living paycheck to paycheck. But God has always provided for me. He always gave a way. And when I thought there was no way, He provided a way. And that's the point of this book, Heaven Within, Restoring Wholeness for Better Leadership. Encouragement, power, principles that you can apply. The purpose of emotion. What does that emotion hold in your life? How do you use emotion? A lot of people want to avoid emotion. They think emotion is a negative thing. But emotion, it can be used as a GPS, like a guiding source in our life to show us if we're on track or not, and talk about how to use emotion and understand emotion. And again, understanding how that emotion shows up in your body, because body language doesn't lie. There's body language and microfacial expressions. And when you can begin to understand the sensations that you have throughout your body, you can figure out your emotions much faster, because it's just amazing. You can see emotions on other people and maybe identify what they're going through when you become aware of what these body sensations feel and look like. And you can maybe understand what they're feeling before they do, and kind of help them and guide them in the process. So it all begins with understanding yourself first. This is emotional intelligence, right? This is all about emotional intelligence. Understanding yourself, having an awareness of who you are, how you function, how God made you, and being real with yourself. Capturing that self-talk that's going on in your head, understanding that it's there, understanding that you are not your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You can think about your thoughts. You can hear your thoughts. You can observe your thoughts. So you are not your thoughts. And being able to capture those thoughts and compare them with the truth that God tells us about ourselves, and cast out the lies. This book is all about the lie. We have all been given a lie, and we don't even know it. That's it. It's a lie. So you don't know it's a lie. You think it's real. And you can have beliefs, and you can believe in things that are not true and think that they are true. We have power. We have so much power in our thoughts, so much power in our words. And I want you to understand the power that you have as a spiritual being. I want you to understand we're all vibrational. And as we speak, those vibrations go out and impact other people. Are you speaking life into other people around you? Or are you speaking death into them? A lot of people could be negative and not even know they're negative. They could be discouraging to other people and not even realize it. So I want you to become aware of who you are. I want you to become aware of the power of your words. I want you to become aware of your responsibility. If somebody has hurt you, if you've been deserted, if you've been abandoned, if you've been physically abused or mentally, emotionally abused, how do you get out of that condemnation? How do you get out of those negative thoughts that are holding you in bondage and in shame and keeping you from being all that you could be? I talk about that in this book. There's scripture in this book to give you hope, and principles that back up what I'm telling you. There's scientific principles in here as well, and how our brain functions and works. In this chapter, what chapter is this? This is the chapter. There's a nice little poem here. It's on my refrigerator. It's been there for years, and I loved it so much. I pulled it into this chapter. It says, our thoughts control our emotions, and our emotions control our behaviors. This is summed up beautifully in the following famous proverb: be careful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, for your words become your actions. Be careful of your actions, for your actions become your habits. Be careful of your habits, for your habits become your character. Be careful of your character, for your character becomes your destiny. Isn't that great? It's so true. Be careful of your thoughts. It all begins with your thoughts. It all begins with your thoughts. That's why I say in the book, parent your thoughts, capture your thoughts, be aware of what you're thinking about, because it starts with awareness. Where you are today is only the beginning. You're not defined by your past or defined by even the current circumstances in your life. It's just a starting point. You have your whole future to become all that you're meant to be, to impact many people in your life. Good habits are created before we even realize it, or bad habits before we even realize it. We have to be intentional. Remember, our thoughts determine our words, and our words determine our actions. Our actions then create habits, and our habits create our character, and our character determines our destiny. People do what people see. So ask yourself what the people around you are seeing through your behavior. Be a positive example and lead others. More than anything, be gentle with yourself. We are perfectly imperfect humans, and we simply give each day our best, embracing each moment as it comes. The goal is to constantly grow stronger in your divine spirit, the essence of love. Do you know that God is the essence of love? And he made us in his image. So you do have love in the seed of who you are. But being able to tap into it, that's the lie. We've been given a lie, and we believe a lie as if we're not good enough. Most of us in this life think we're not good enough. And in our own making, maybe we're not. But when we have the power of Christ living in us, we are transformed from the inside out. So be a positive example and lead others. More than anything, be gentle with yourself. We are perfectly imperfect humans, and we simply give each day our best, embracing each moment as it comes. The goal is to constantly grow stronger in your spirit, your divine spirit, the essence of love. So in line with this, what are you currently tolerating in your life that puts you out of alignment with love? Wow. Wow. What are you currently tolerating in your life that puts you out of alignment with love? That's a question to ponder. Take inventory and then consciously act to bring alignment in all areas of your life. Don't compartmentalize your life. Integrate all areas of it to increase your confidence and your authenticity. After all, we are not meant to live a compartmentalized existence. We are meant to be whole, genuine, authentic, to live our lives out loud in all areas. And this can be done. This can be done. So I hope this is encouraging to you. I hope you can take an opportunity to download the free version of this book in Kindle. It's only available free this week. Next week, you have to buy it. And I hope you'll buy a paperback, because then you can write in the margins and highlight and keep it on the shelf and be reminded. The Kindle's great. You carry it with you. You need encouragement. You can open it up and read it right away wherever you are. But there's something nice about touching the pages, writing in the margins, highlighting it. I think you'll find value. I know you will find value in this book. So if you buy the paperback, I would appreciate your support in that. But either way, download the Kindle version free today. And then please write a written review on Amazon about the book, something positive that you found useful in it. And then I want to read you one more. Which one will I pull? Do I have any more I want to read you? Julia Wilcox. Candace May, you put a lot of effort and extra care with a lot of attention to detail in your work. And it's obvious what you do is very important. You give 120% to your work ethic. And I admire that. and that you like to help others and you care about them and you take time to be there for them. Julia Wilcox, Logistics and Transportation Manager, Freight Connections. That's right. I care about you. I'm taking time to speak life into you here today. I'm offering you a free version of this material because it's meant for the masses. It's dedicated to my family and to women and leaders and business owners and um, everyone, really, who needs direction in their life to help find their purpose. I believe in you and I want you to see you succeed. I'd like you to help me succeed. So download the Kindle version, read it, download there's a companion workbook with this, as I said, that you can go chapter by chapter. There's practical skills and applications you can apply that will really make this come alive to you. It's an easy read. It's not a struggle. There's some books out there that are so like highly technical. It's really hard to read. I know you'll find help for you. I know you'll find help for your loved ones. It's just such a blessing to do this. Quickly, let me tell you again the contents. Table of contents. Chapter 1 is Discover Truth. Chapter 2, What Matters? Heaven Within. Chapter 3, Our Brain by Design. This is where I go into the 3-triune brain and how it functions and the fight and flight response and how emotions control you and how we hear that, but then how your brain actually functions that way. And the logical brain is here in the top, and it has to get through this reptilian brain in the back with a fight or flight response. So if somebody's out of control in their emotions, don't bother to talk to them about logic or reasoning because they're never going to hear you because the logic is up here in the frontal cortex of the brain and they're stuck back here in the reptilian brain. So until they calm down and you can talk to them and they can connect to this top part of the brain, they're not going to be able to hear you. Oh, there's another section in the book that talks about people need to hear. People need to be heard themselves. They need to know that you hear them before they can hear you. And that's really powerful. So when you're talking with other people, you're struggling in relationships or communication, take time to validate what they're saying. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but validate them. Let them know that you heard them. And then you can begin to have a conversation. Otherwise, they're stuck in the fact that you don't understand a thing about them. You don't want to hear them. When you read this book, I hope you know that I get you. I understand you. I've been there. We're not meant to travel this world alone. We're spiritual beings, as I say. We're meant for connection. And that connection only happens when we reach out to other people and when we can be honest with ourselves of who we are, where we're at. Understanding where we are today helps us know how to begin to get to where we want to be. If we're just focused on where we want to be, but we don't admit where we are, we don't know what tools we have to develop or what growth pieces we have to put in place to help us get to where we want to go. I liken it to taking a journey. If you want to get to New York, you have to know where you are first before you can put a map together on how to get to New York. Because if you're in Kansas or you're in California or you're in Michigan, your route is going to be completely different. And our personal growth is the very same way. We have to understand what our strengths are, what our deficits or weaknesses are, and how do we leverage our strengths? How do we manage our growth areas? And how do we work together with other people, with other personalities and get along? Chapter 4 is systemic issues. All the things. I wrote this book in May of 2020. And right after I wrote the book, the George Floyd incident came up. And all of the riots and all of the challenge with Black Lives Matters and all of that happened. And I was so touched because the Lord had already poured out in chapter, I think it's chapter 6. No, chapter 6 is the conscious and unconscious mind. There is a chapter in here. That might be the chapter, though. Yes, chapter 6, the conscious and the unconscious mind, subconscious mind. I talk about my dad. He was in the KKK, and how that, ramifications and how that impacted me, and how I found out about it. And my mom was the opposite. She was very open and very loving of all people. She traveled the world and worked on a higher education. My dad didn't get past the 3rd grade. So there's a very big contrast in my life and in my family, and the powerful struggle of good and evil and how that plays out. Powerful. And this shows up in our world today. It shows up in the companies we work in. Get the book. It's worth reading. Chapter 5, the purpose of emotion. Chapter 6, the conscious and unconscious mind. Chapter 7, our responsibility and response to abuse, right? We can be abused. We could have been a victim, but there are things we can do to change that, right? We don't have to stay a victim. Healing perspectives. Oh, right. My beach ball is over there. I'd love to get it. I have one right here. Look, this is a great. What colors do you see on this ball? You see green and orange. Maybe you saw blue a minute ago. But you know what? I don't see green and orange or blue. I see white, red, and yellow. So do I tell you that you're wrong? Do we get an argument because what you're seeing I don't see? It doesn't exist? No, if we turn the ball sideways, we realize each of our perspectives is valid, right? All the colors are here. Just because I didn't see what you saw when you were looking here doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. It means we were seeing different sides of the same thing. So we can turn the ball sideways and share our perspectives. Suddenly, we realize none of us are wrong. We just have a different view and different experience. And we need to look for the commonality. We need to look for understanding the different perspectives of life and experiences. And how do we embrace those? My gift to you, Heaven Within, Restoring Wholeness for Better Leadership. I'm super excited about this book, and I want you to be excited about it too. I'm giving you a free version on Kindle. Please download it. Please read it. Download the free companion workbook that I created. It goes chapter by chapter to take you to the next level, to be meaningful for you and for your life. And then kindly go to Amazon and leave a book review. Not just the 5 stars, but leave a written review. It doesn't have to be long, just something to acknowledge that you read the book, what's your favorite part of the book, what stood out to you. That will help other people realize there's power for them to get the book and to realize the book. And also, it helps me. And since I'm gifting this to you, I think that would be a kind gesture for you to return the favor by writing the written review, giving my publisher an encouragement to create a hardcover copy of this book. She wants 15 written reviews on Amazon on the book. And I know you can do that for me. I thank you. I appreciate you. If you would like to check out my website here, CandiceMay.com, you'll learn all about me. There's resources and podcasts. My YouTube channel is also called Candice May, YouTube/C/CandiceMay.com. You'll find lots of videos and things there. I'd love for you to follow me. I'd love for you to be a part of my life. If you need encouragement and you're looking for a professional or executive coach, I have those services. I do team trainings. I do public speaking. If you have a group you'd like to have someone speak at or support you in any way, please give me the honor of being a part of your life and reaching out. You can schedule an appointment through my website. My calendar is there. I look forward to meeting you. There's a meet and greet, free 15 minutes. Let's connect. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me a friend request. Let me know you're here. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And I love each of you. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.